Okay, welcome to part 3 of building external tools with Power BI. It's Greg Deckler here again, and just in case you were wondering, my Korean barbecued short ribs was fantastic, so that was very tasty. So I'm all nice and full now, and we're gonna see if we can continue on with this part 3 where we use this template that we built, and it actually is out in GitHub. If I can find my GitHub page. There it is. Pull it down here. So it is published. So the first 2 videos are published out there. Part 1 links to part 2, and then down here we have PBI external tool.zip. So that has all the source code in it and all of that sort of fun stuff. And my initial thought here was that, okay, so here's where I am in Visual Studio again with my PBI external tool template, essentially. And I thought, okay, well, am I going to have to go out and copy this from one directory to another, and copy and paste and all this stuff, and then change a bunch of stuff. But and we may still have to go down that route. But I did find that this is it's from so if I have this project selected, I can go to project, and then there's an export template. So choose a template type, project template, which project would like to create a template. And this wouldn't be so bad. I mean, maybe I could also create a template for the installer, but the installer is pretty simple. I mean, all the install code is contained within there, the custom installation stuff. So really you just have to add an installer project, do a couple things, next finish, and you'd be done with the installer. So we're going to give this a try. So the template name, PBI external tool, template for creating tools for Power BI. There we go. Icon image and preview image. Okay. Well, now we should be able to go get our icon from source. We'll just use the same icon that we used for this. There's an icon. And then preview image. Preview image. We'll use. Let's use GERD. There we go. It's my fun. That is my son who created that image for me. That was his. Well, I don't know if he's just a bad typer or he was trying to be funny. Let's see here. Output location, fine. Automatically import the template into Visual Studio. Sure, that sounds like a reasonable thing to do. Display an Explorer window on the output files folder. Yeah, sure, why not? All right, let's hit finish. Okay, it definitely did the Explorer window. So there it is. It's a zip file. So now the question then is, it said automatically import it to Visual Studio. So does that mean that I can bring up a new version of Visual Studio and I can say new project, PBI external tool, template for creating external tools for Power BI. How about that? Huh. I wonder what happens when we say next. Project name. Okay. We'll call it MSHGQM Annotation Viewer. Place solution and project in the same directory. Sure. MSHGQM Annotation is going to be in there. It's going to go there. Wow, if this works. This is going to be, oh, well, duh. Next. Okay, create. This works. This will be super cool. Okay. Oh, my license is about to expire in 10 days. Whatever, I'll figure that out later. I don't know what that is. All right, so MSHGQM Annotation Viewer. That looks good. And MSHGQM Annotation Viewer. So yeah, oh, this is sweet. So the only thing it didn't do was it didn't update this, but that's fine. We can rename that manually and and do the code, modify the code to do what we need it to do. Oh, come here. If we need to change that. Oh. Wait, what? Wait, what? So it even changed it there. I guess it must have done an automatic find and replace in like all files for PBI external tool and renamed it. So does that mean that in my JSON file, PBI, no, this one still says PBI external tool, so must be case sensitive. But we could leave that there, right? And because it's going to replace PBI external tool with that, and it renamed it. It's going to end up spitting it out into the. So the only thing we have to do is rename this guy. Look for that file instead. Well, that's slick. I like that. We can leave that in the code. Right, so it's going to look for the app directory, MSHGQM Annotation Viewer.pbi.tool, which is what we have here. And it's going to write it to MSHGQM Annotation Viewer.pbi tool. And it's going to delete the PBI. All right, well, that looks good. Well, I mean, we haven't tried, well, let's go ahead and try it. What happens? Does it compile without doing anything? And it asks for our data connection string. Look at that, people. Slick. All right. And so then that also means perhaps if I go ahead and, well, that worked better than expected. I'm fairly pumped about that. That just is going to save me several hours of work every time I create one of these. Okay. Yeah, save. Now if I start it. Is it the wrong? Oh, I did relaunch it, didn't I? Oh, yes, I did. Oh, that's right. I closed it all down, I think, at the end of the last session for some reason. It's okay. We have our PBI, MSHGQM PBI external tool loaded. I want this one because why are you sending that to me? Okay, bump. Let's copy this. That was the tool we just built, right? So I gotta get this, bink, bink. That was good for us. I mean, really, it's kind of a good test. I mean, we got a reasonable error answer. The thing just didn't exit unceremoniously, which is something I really despise when things do that. So let's save this. Let's hit start in here and theoretically, there we go. Boom. Look at that. All right. Dude, we just took building the basics of a Power BI external tool from taking me 2.5, maybe 3 hours down to, wow, that was probably a good like 5-10 minutes. So that is fantastic. We're pumped about that. Okay. All right. All right. So now the next piece is we need to create create something and do annotations. I think we'll start off with something fairly small and quick. Let's try to get something done. So what we'll do is we're going to keep this super simple. So here's your controls go here. All right, so my controls are going to be stack panel, vertical. Okay, fine, it's fine. We're going to do a button, And the button name is going to be, I don't know if I'll need a name, but the button name will be get. And let's say get. And okay, so I'm not going for aesthetics here, people. Although I could, if I wanted to, right? I could do width. Again, I don't know if I'm even going to release this tool. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Get, and it's centered, whatever. I don't care. I don't really like it centered. Line. There we go. Now I'm happier. And then let's use a, should we use a text block or just a text box? Annotations. I don't really know what I just did there. Don't use text blocks that much. But sure, we'll go with it. I can always change it to a text box later. Anyway, so then we're going to need to tie a click event. Yeah, sure, a new event handler. Get click, and we'll change that. But that should have created a new event handler. Yeah, get click. I don't want it here. Should I create a new region for this or just put it in the main code? Oh, I don't know. Well, it is an event handler, actually. So technically, an event happened. So we'll throw it into this event handler region. Get click. Oh, that's really the appropriate place to get it. Whatever. Yeah, get click. Okay, so it's getting it's get button. It's click. Fine. Don't care. That sounds like a reasonable name to me. Okay, so now what we want to do when the button is clicked is we are going to want to get the columns in the data model. Get all columns in the data model. So that'll be, so we iterate through all tables and then all columns in each table. And we're going to add the annotations for each into an IEnumerable, something like that. We'll figure that out. And then we're going to cycle through each annotation and add the information to a text string. So I mean, we have like a data grid and a bunch of other stuff that we could do, but you know, this is just a simple thing. I just want to see it. So then we have the question, where are we going to create? So we're probably going to need a function to get all the columns in the data model. You're going to add the annotations for each new one. Yeah, that's fine. Then cycle through each annotation, add it to a string, display the string in the text block. All right, so then it comes the question of where are we going to create this function that's going to go get all the columns in the data model? But first, we're going to need some place to put the information, right? So we got, as we're cycling through it, I guess we could be adding it to a string while we do it, but that's a terrible idea. So what I'm thinking is that we would actually, this is conductor. Let me take a look real quick on my code that I have over here. Got a number of different examples of this. I don't want to really group them right now. I really just want to get the code and I really just want to get the code. That's that. Name tag. Hang on a sec, guys. What's a good one to grab this from? I'm not going to need to. So this is just going to be a class. All right, let's use this. So let's create, so we have a data. Do we want to put it in data? Yeah, let's put it in data. All right, so let's add new item. Columns. It seems like a reasonable thing. And we're going to keep this, we're going to try to keep this super easy. I think this is what I want. Okay, so what table columns? So we're gonna need a public string table. Fine, that's good. And then a public string. Yep, okay. Public, man, the type ahead is getting seriously scary. So this is gonna be the table name and then the column name, right? And there's a public class. And I don't need the iNotify property changed event. Don't need any of that. I guess I will need some kind of it's just scary. Okay, yeah, so that's exactly what I wanted. Table column, string table, string column. Table gets the table, column gets the column. Okay. So that's going to allow me to populate that with this. So in theory, then I got some code around here somewhere that I will go iterate through each table, iterate through. So let's see, what if we just put it in here? So get click event handler code. I don't care. It's in the event handler code region. We're going to call this a private void. No. Well, for right now, get. Actually, I'm probably going to end up got some code, I think, around here somewhere where I actually go and get all of the columns. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay. I can do that, really can do that anywhere. But okay, all right. So what I've done in the past is I've gone in here and created a public list, and I call this would be table columns, and saying get table columns get set. Yeah, okay, that's actually correct. It's hard to get used to this super intelligent type ahead. 2019 was not nearly as sophisticated. So we're going to create a list where the list contains table column collections, and it's called the variable we're keeping it is called table columns, and it has a get and a private set. So then we just need to put in code here where we loop through each of the tables in the data model, and yeah, and then load them all up. So I'm looking for some code here that I have that does this already, or I mean, heck, we could just write it. It can't be that complicated of code. Get sort by columns. For each table name in the table name. Okay. Well, this looks like it's pretty much what we need. But this is going to be, so we need something to set this guy. But yeah, it could be a void. Yeah, you know what? Let's put the code. Let's put the code down here. All right. Public void get model get table columns. Let's say that sounds good. I don't think we'll need to pass it any parameters, although we may. Table columns equals new list table columns, think, and then that. Oh, and then I might be able to just copy this code. Ooh, didn't like something. Okay, that's because this is doing a tables add. We get rid of this. Fine. Have that over. For each table in model.tables, so model referring to model here, which is being set here. So for each table in model tables, then for each column in table.columns, if column type not equal row number, that's fine. And then what we want to do, shouldn't need an ID or I mean, there's a lot of stuff I don't need for this. What we should be able to do then is table columns dot add var x equals new table columns table.name column.name. Great. And then we would do table columns dot add, get rid of that, All right, there we go. I++. You're not really using the I for anything. I guess we could have added an ID in here. Not too worried about it. Yeah, so there we go. Get table columns. So this is going to loop through each of, and I mean, do we even need this? We've got table columns. We could, well, let's look up. And what we want to do is we want to grab the annotations on these columns. So hey, let's bring this guy down here. I've got some page. Yeah, as far as looking up how to create project templates. I don't need that. I don't need that. Don't need that. Oh, I'm looking. Microsoft Analysis Services namespace. Okay, so here we go. Annotation. So annotations. Name, object type, parent, and value. So name and value really are what we're going to be grabbing out of these annotations. So maybe we just go grab them all at the same time while we're looping through these things. It's not going to be the right way of doing it long term. But annotations. We want that. Call it that. You must perform the rename of the project on all reference to code. Yes. Annotations, blah, blah, blah. And now we go here, annotations. Yep, it's all been renamed correctly. We're good. Except that this is still called table columns. Annotations. We're going to call it annotations. All right. So, and this would be. So we're still going to want our table name and our column name, but we're also going to want public string annotation name and public string annotation value. And then when we create it, God, this is scary. Yes, do that. Okay, hit tab. Wow, stuff's seriously blowing my mind. How smart it is. Annotation name, annotation value, and the annotation name gets the annotation name. The annotation value gets the annotation value. So in theory, we can go back to here, and it doesn't like annotations. Oh yeah, because it doesn't have. We don't want to do this yet. So again, we're going to want for each. Did it seriously guess what I was trying to do? Are you kidding me? I saw it pop up there for just a second. Oh my God, this stuff's scary. All right. For each annotation in column dot annotations, right? So for each of the annotations, then we want the annotation name and the annotation value. No. Okay, so it's annotation. It should be dot name. Yeah, dot name and the annotation dot value. Okay, there we go. I think we're home free on that. So it shouldn't be get. Let's just call it. Let's not get lazy. Too lazy. We're lazy, but we're not that lazy. Get annotations. So we're going to public void get annotations. Yeah. So, and it's going to go cycle through every table in our data model, every column in our data model, every annotation for every column. We're just doing columns right now. Eventually, once we get this working and figured out, we can expand it to other things like measures and stuff like that. So what that means is that let's do a string annotations equals blah, nothing. And then we will do a for each annotation. Oh, did I really call it annotations? Whatever, that's fine. For each annotation in data model dot get annotations. Except that we don't actually, it's a void. So we just need to say data model dot get annotations, and that is going to populate our annotations. This really should have said annotation, whatever. No, I guess, yeah, it should have said annotation, whatever. I'm not that worried about that. So I get the annotations. That's going to populate my annotations list. So therefore, I'm sure there's coders out there that are just, this is coding horror. Too bad. So for each annotation in data model dot annotations, our annotation string is going to plus equal annotation dot table is this the concatenation operator, the plus operator, annotation. We're just doing, this is perfect coding, but our, ooh, look at that. I guessed annotation value, close. I wanted the name. Next. Then plus maybe slash r slash, if I can get this right. I'm literally just trying to get this coded as fast as I humanly can. Okay, so in theory, right, we're going to build up a string with a list of that gives us the table name, the column name, the annotation name, and then the value for that annotation. And that's going to do a carriage return line feed kind of thing. And then all we should have to do is say this dot annotations dot text equals annotations. All right. How's that for, I don't know what that took us to code, maybe 10, 15 minutes. Who gives this a snowball's chance in hell of working? But I don't see, let's see if we can build it. We can build it, we can start it. We have no error checking in this whatsoever. So this is likely going to crash, I'm just going to say. Holy moly, it worked. Wow. I mean, it's awful. We don't even have a scroll viewer control here, but so this is calendar date, PBI underscore change properties, data type format string. Am I seeing what I want to see here? Yeah, I got to get this in a summarization set by automatic. So yeah, these are the annotations. Month sort, summarization set by automatic. PBI change properties sort by column. I don't know what that. So it must have. So it set the So at some point, the sort by column has been set on that year. I think. Okay, okay, what we need to do now is get a scroll viewer going so that I can scroll through these bad boys. Scroll viewer example. Scroll viewer example. I got one around here somewhere. I hate recreating code if I don't have to, or coding it by hand if I don't have to. It's in conductor. It's in my main window. There we go. Scroll viewer. Wait a minute. Doesn't my text blocks allow me to scroll bar? Scroll. No, what? Scroll viewer dot can content scroll. Horizontal scroll bar visibility can content scroll. Can content scroll equals true. And then scroll viewer dot vertical scroll visibility. We'll say it's visible. That's auto. Hey. Say get. It won't let me scroll. This is the problem I have with text blocks sometimes. Okay, well, you think it should work. I don't have my, oh, I don't know why. This is set to auto. Well, I don't know, give it a height of 100. Maybe that'll fix it. Still didn't fix it. Just cuts it off. Okay, well, is it because? Can content scroll true? I hate text blocks. Okay, time to exit. We don't have time to mess around with this. Could I put it in a scroll viewer? Would that work? I don't know if that would work. This isn't going to work either. That's not going to work. Well, quickest and easiest way to get around this. Let's see. I didn't think that was going to work. That if I had multiple controls, then that would be. You know what? I wonder. Okay, let's go ask somebody. UPF C# scroll text block scroll bar. Not working. Yeah, how about that? Problem is in this part. This part of the code should be able to scroll. I can see vertical scroll bar, but I can't scroll. I want to be able to see in stack panel as I'm not allowing any changes. I want read only. Okay, that's not, I don't think that's what I'm, it's fine, whatever. Accept the damn cookies. Remove the height from the text block. Well, yeah, this is what I want, I think. So you put a scroll viewer, then the text block, without a height. Okay. Well, maybe I was going down the right path and just didn't know it. So we've got that. Take away the height from the text box. That way the text box goes beyond the scroll viewer and then scrolls. It's these UI things that just kill me. I spend most of my time in this kind of dumb stuff. There we go. Yep. Woo! Look at that. Okay. So yeah, we could definitely make that bigger. Calendar to date dot summarize set by. A bunch of these summarize set bys. What I was expecting though is, now in theory, if I hit get again, it should just repopulate and not add all that stuff. Yeah, so this is interesting. Well, anyway, I mean, that really kind of concludes. I'm going to keep playing around with this, people, and see what I'm not seeing what I was expecting to see as far as annotations, and I'm kind of surprised. Dates, weekday initial, summarize set by dates, weekday initial. Okay, so there are multiple annotations for some of these. Date, underlying data type, that. So I wonder that format string, there it is. That's it. Okay, this is the one I had to eliminate, was this format string. If I remember correctly, I'd have to bring up my well, maybe I just go into here. In theory, this thing refreshes dynamically. So let's say that I go to calendar and I go to date. And so the format, so that's got a kind of a custom format string there. And I don't care about that one. So has a custom format string. That does not generate an annotation though. Calendar date summarization set by PBI changed data type format string, so it knows that the format string has been changed on it. PBI underscore format hint is date time custom true. Oh, look at that. Okay, yeah. All right, this is what now, if I remember correctly. So if I choose one of these common date time formats, let's just say general date. Okay, general date. Now in theory, let's save this. This may not change because it's not staying in sync with the data set. That's a whole other topic. So let's just relaunch it. So yeah, it definitely changed. What I was expecting to see here, honestly, was, so yeah, this is the format string, and I had to get rid of this in order to get the correct custom format string to apply. I'll have to check metadata mechanic, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. But yeah, there was a third one here, and that is gone now. Yeah, I guess what I was expecting to see, this, on honesty, I thought that I would see the friendly name displayed in some annotation and that sort of stuff somewhere. But that is not the case. I thought I would see something like, this is what I've been trying to confirm, whatever, but all right. Where am I going? This guy. I thought I would see, I went here, I would see like this in here. But it is not, it's not, it's not. So I'm not sure how it keeps track of that, to be honest. It must be somewhere else. I thought it would be in annotations. It does not appear to be. But yeah, I mean, so you can see, I mean, literally, I mean, other than futzing around with this stupid UI and stuff like that, I mean, we coded this external tool in literally, half an hour or so. I mean, less than that. I mean, the real core code was like 15 minutes. So this template is definitely going to help. So hopefully you will get some use out of it as well. But I think I'm going to wrap it up for today as far as this. And I'll see you guys next time.